Welcome, Detroit sports fan. It is April 9th, 2010, opening day here on the Bob and Ron Show.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Ron.
I'll tell you, Ron, it was great opening day at Comerica Park. Strong performance from our Tigers fans. We weren't able to get down. We had a little technical difficulties with our cameraman. Did not show up to work. And unfortunately, we were not able to get down on the streets. But we will be down there sometime next week. Ron? Give me the rundown.
The rundown. Well, like we said, we're talking about the Tigers' opening day here. Beautiful day. Well, it wasn't beautiful. It was about 38 degrees, but it was still a nice day.
Any day that the Tigers win is beautiful, Ron.
Definitely. And then we're going to go back to the KC series and recap how they played against them in that 3-game series. Then we're talking about the Wings on Wednesday night. They played Columbus. And then we're going to get to a little fan questions that you guys gave us.
Well, Ron, let's get right into it. Opening day today.
Opening day.
How do you feel about the performance from this team?
It was great. 5-2 win.
I'll tell you, it was huge. I mean, basically, what I wanted to touch on was Rick Porcello out on that mound, looking strong. Tell you, their performance today shows why he should have won American League Rookie of the Year last year. Did not win it, but I'll tell you, he's back. He's going to have a strong sophomore campaign, and he pitched very well today. Went 5 innings, struck out 3, and he only gave up 2 runs and set this team up perfectly to get the win.
I'll tell you what, though, Bob, what I've been seeing lately, and I've still seen, I know it's only 4 or 5 games, but we have been scrounging back. Every game we've come back from a deficit. We've been down every game, and we come back. It's beautiful to see this team scrounge up a couple runs in the 6th and 7th innings late.
It is, but I have to tell you, that shows that they're not really hitting the starting pitching of the opposing teams. Yeah, they're getting to the bullpens, which is huge, but I think they're going to need to start producing some runs early on in the game because you can't always rely on that late inning comeback. But I'll tell you, the bottom of this order is really starting to frustrate me. Gerald Laird needs to come through. 0 for 4 today. Everett, he was 1 for 4. He had an infield hit, which wasn't very strong. I mean, these guys need to start hitting the ball around.
Well, we've talked about putting Avila in the game, and we think he should be in the game over Laird. Laird has good defense, but he does not have the offense.
If Leland wants to tune into the Bob and Ron show for advice, then I think that the bullpen today, once again, which we touched on in our season preview.
Strong.
Exactly. We said that was going to be a huge strength for this club, and it was once again today. I mean, I have to tell you, Zamaya, 2 scoreless innings out of the pen, and Phil Koch looked good as well. And Valverde, it was good to see him get in the 9th for that save after that little rocky start.
Definitely. I want to touch a little bit on Austin Jackson, again coming up with a clutch RBI, again, and he stole the base. Yeah, He's doing it again. He's doing it all. Every day.
And another thing that we saw from Jackson, which we talked on, is he drew a walk today and he got on base that way. So it's good to see your leadoff man getting on base in other ways than just hitting the ball. And I think that's one thing that this team didn't have as much with Curtis Granderson, and that's one thing Jackson brings to the table.
And definitely, Bob. We'll tell you what. Who's been on more fire than Miguel Cabrera?
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
This kid, I mean, he's sober this year. Put that .28 behind you, and I mean, he's back. He is going to be slugging the ball all season long. Just unbelievable. The way that the ball's jumping off his bat. I mean, yeah, he had a little bit of a rough day today. 0 for 3, did have a walk. Mag's hitting the ball well, stroking it to the gap. That's what I like to see.
The old Mag of 08 is back. Not the 09 version, the 08. He's going to hit more doubles and triples this year than he is singles like he did last year. And definitely look out for Brandon Inch. Hit his 3rd double today of the game.
Well, Ron, how about we move into that KC recap? Because Andrew's doing that in Kansas City as well. The team took 2 out of 3 in Kansas City. And I'll tell you, the people that needed to step up, stepped up, and it was great.
Definitely. Just looking back here in the stats, I saw great pitching from Dontrell Willis. How about Dontrell?
It was good to see him get off to a decent start here. I'll tell you, I mean, it wasn't a flawless start. He definitely,
he was a little shaky in the beginning.
He walked the first batter of the game on 4 straight pitches, and as soon as that happened, I saw everybody in Detroit going, "Oh my gosh, what is going on?" But I'll tell you, he bounced back, and it was a strong performance from the kid. Struck out, I think 4. Or 3 or
he
something.
Struck out 4.
He struck out 4, and I'll tell you, it was a pretty good performance, and it was nice to see him keep his composure when he got himself into a couple jams.
Definitely, and his velocity was staying up there. At the end, he was throwing 94 miles an hour, so his velocity was looking good, looking all great signs here for the Tigers. And Dontrell Willis pitching, he pitched good enough to get the Tigers a win. How about that?
That's true. I mean, Ron. And I'll tell you,
7th inning, Inch came in for that pinch hit, and he got the double.
Yeah, and I mean, I got to tell you, I think that this team was lucky to pull 2 out of 3 in the series. You saw Some of these games are a little bit ugly, coming down. They were down 1-0 in the ninth. Cabrera tied them up with that home run, sent them into extras. They ended up losing it in extra innings. But I'll tell you, every one of these games could have went either way, and it was just good to see them escape out of Kaufman with 2 wins.
Definitely, and Jackson also had an RBI triple in that ninth inning, and he can do it all.
This kid is absolutely dynamite, Ron. We said it before.
Said it, AL Rookie of the Year, 5-tool player. He's
Yeah.
got the fundamentals.
Guys, fans, I don't want to sit here and say this every show, but we might have to if he keeps this
He's
up.
a human highlight reel.
Exactly, I'll tell you. Matt Brown out there, we know you love Willie Mays. Watch out for this kid.
Well, last night, actually, before we go, the Detroit Tigers, we want to let you know that we have a poll up on our fan site, so we want you to vote who your favorite new coming Tiger is.
And check it out.
And Monday, we will show you the polls after you guys vote, so we'll look forward to that on Monday.
All right, let's get right into those Red Wings.
Definitely Wings. It was looking a little shaky at the beginning as they went down 2-1 after the first, but bounced back and got 3 goals in the third and took the win 4-3 over Columbus.
Yeah, it was great to see them, really not, be too thrown off with the deficit, and it was great. The Wings are playing really good hockey, and once again, it was good to see Danny Cleary, his second game back from his injury, second game with a goal. I'll tell you, he's right now. And his groin is not sore anymore. I'll tell you, I think someone massaged that thing really well for him, and he's back and he's scoring goals.
Definitely, and don't forget the power play had 2 goals, and both were Holmstrom's goals, and he's making a little havoc out there in front of that like he does. That's his living, and that's great. It's great to see that this power play is starting to kick into a second gear, starting the playoffs coming.
I'll tell you, and I really, once again, I love the way Jimmy Howard's playing right now. As a youngster, he really wants that Calder, and he really wants his team to play well in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I'll tell you, it's starting to become pretty apparent that he's their man coming into the postseason.
Definitely. Well, we have a couple questions from our fans about hockey, so we're going to go right into those. We have Brad. He's saying, are you ready for the Sharks to beat the Wings and win the Cup?
Foster, how you doing out there at East Lansing? I got to tell you, son, I always give Ron a hard time because he's a big Sharks fan. Say this team always chokes in the playoffs. They can't get it done. And I think I think it's gonna be the same old story. They're gonna choke in the playoffs. I'm sorry, they've done it year in, year out. And I'll tell you right now, they're not playing as good as the Wings. They're not playing as good as Vancouver. They're not playing as good as
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Well, of course you are, because you're a Sharks fan, right?
Brad, let me tell you, this kid doesn't know anything about the Sharks. He's not been watching like me. Last night I watched the game where they played Vancouver. They came out.
Yeah, I know. I got about 6 text messages from you when that game was going on. I'll tell you, Ron, I don't care about the Sharks. This is Detroit, fans. We need Detroit.
Definitely, we need Detroit, but I think San Jose could have the chance to go over the hump. They have been playing a ton of great hockey lately, and Nabokov has been hot. We had a ton of great saves. So, Brad, yes, there is a chance where the Sharks could beat the Wings. I'm sorry, Detroit, but that is possible.
Ron, I think I'm having a little deja vu. I remember you having the same conversation with me last year, I think, at this exact same time. How did the Sharks do last year?
They choked.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, next question.
Well, anyways, we'll go to this one first. We have Jeff. He has 2 parts to this question. We're only going to go one right now, and he's asking, is there a chance Osgood plays in the playoffs if Howard starts playing bad, or do you keep him in for the experience?
Well, I'll tell you, Babcock, as we know in the playoffs, is not afraid to switch the goaltenders. And, if Howard, loses 2-3 games in a row, that is something that you might want to look for, is Osgood jumping in and showing that veteran composure here in the postseason. But, I really think that Howard is going to have a strong performance, and Stanley Cup playoffs, he's going to do what he needs to do.
Definitely. We're going to take a little look here at the playoff standings. Right now we have San Jose 1 slot with 111 points. We got Chicago at 109, Vancouver 101, Phoenix 106, and it's a 3-way tie right now. Also, Detroit plays later on tonight against Columbus, but they are tied right now with Los Angeles and Nashville for 98 points, 5, 6, 7. And Avalanche are coming in with 94 points in the 8th spot. So that's that for that. And we're going to move to our last question. The second part of Jeff's is, would you put on money for Tiger to win the Masters? Now, this is not anything to Metro Sports, but Jeff, we will take the question.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I heard that Elin, his wife, is not going to be present at the Masters, so Tiger might be getting a little on the side, if you know what I mean. The 19th hole, you know what I'm talking about, Tiger. He's going to have his babes in the clubhouse and ready to go. And I'll tell you, if he's getting it, he might get it, if you know what I mean.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'd look out for Tom Watson. The 60-year-old posted a career-best 67 he shot yesterday.
Yeah, I'll tell you, though.
And right now, as of right now, he's 4 points back, or four shots back of the leader.
We're all pulling for Tommy, but, we'll see. He's old, and we'll see if he can hold up over the course of the whole weekend. I'll tell you, my money, it's on the field. Tiger's not going to do it.
All right. Well, with that being said, that's all we have today for the Bob and Ron show. We thank you all for listening.